Hi everyone, welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, Ageha's Route, episode 7. So, we are starting to hit some of the more romantic parts of Ageha's Route, and in the last episode, they were kissing under the rain, and because this is the novel version, they only went down to kissing, but that was actually their first H scene, and that explains why it's hard for Aoi and Ageha to look at each other, eye to eye, and I'm pretty sure the other girls can pick up what's going on. But anyways, it's now finals, and everyone's busy studying, and I wonder how much studying Aoi and Ageha got, because of all those antics. And Kotori does mention, well, I want everyone to pass, because if you don't pass, you will be sent to supplementary lessons, and that's going to disrupt our schedule to get the glider finished for the next Morning Glory. So anyways, let's see how it goes today, and I'm pretty sure Ageha's worried because, well, I don't know if I'm gonna pass. But then again, this is like the last day of finals, so pretty much everything is set. So I'm not sure what's going on right now, but I think Ageha wants Kotori to feel bad about, well, testing's gonna be hard.
よーし、これでハバネさんはちょっと具合が悪くなりました。具合が悪いので順番後にしてもらっていいですかって先生に言うんだよ。
So with practical exams, we normally go in seating order. So in a normal situation, Kotori Habane would go before Ageha Himegi. But if the order is changed,
私がお手本見せてあげるから、それ見てイメトレ&リラックスね。ごめんなさい。ありがとう。
So I forgot to mention, so after the H scene, Ageha tries to act as if nothing has happened, and it's hard for Aoi to understand what's going on. It's like, well, I know we did something, but I just find it strange that Ageha is pretending that nothing has happened. And it does give you the illusion that, well, maybe it's a dream and not reality. So I'm completely left out of the conversation. So in the end, I don't get a chance to talk to Ageha properly. Okay. Okay, so how did the exams go? So, and of course, after entering the class, other than in the corridor, there isn't any opportunity to talk to her. And even if I try to talk to her in private, it's not something I can talk about with other people around. Well, it's not private anywhere in school.
よーし、ではテストを始める。呼ばれた者から前に出ろ。
So because I can't talk to her, all I can do is follow Ageha with my eyes. Okay. So, we're done. Yeah, well, the tests are over. A lot of things are over. Black and white, completely. So no more writing, no more pencils, no more text. Kotori did everything she could. She gave a performance better than anyone else she did in any practical classes. Compared to me, who normally performs decently in class, being distracted by other thoughts, I gave a horrendous performance. So basically, his romantic affair with Ageha is starting to impact his academic performance.
葵くん、本番に強いタイプだと思ってたのに、意外。
So Kotori's like, what happened today? Yeah, well, I just choked a little. I'm sure it's more than that. And then there's one more. And the reason for my poor performance on the opposite side of the wheelchair, trudging along. So obviously Ageha didn't do very well either.
葵くんはわかるけど、なんでアゲハが失敗するわけ？面目ない。
Well, I can't really explain.
どんな名人でも1000回に1回は失敗することがあるという。今日がまさにその日だったとしか。まあ私としては珍しいもの見せてもらったからそれはそれでいいんだけど、まさか赤点取らないわよね。実技で失敗したんじゃアゲハ総合順位が。
So apparently it's like, well, Ageha, I saw that you did pretty bad on that exam, and you'll be lucky if you get a passing mark for that.
言わないで!
Yeah, seriously.
こんなところでソアリング部が大ピンチ?
And then I have a flash of inspiration. So us two losers need to discuss our failure, so you can head off without us.
わかった。
So Kotori, despite having got the best grade, awkwardly goes off ahead. So I'm sure this is where I was trying to find a perfect chance to talk one-on-one with Ageha. And hopefully Ageha accepts this. So can we talk for a bit? Ageha, despite being a bit surprised, doesn't resist and walks with me. So, I'm sorry, it feels like I forced this on you.
いいよ。負け犬同士なのは事実だし。
Well, then again, we both kind of bombed the exam, so...
で、やっぱりそのせい?
So is it because of that event? So the kissing? Per Moy Novel's translation? The reason I choked? Yeah, that's right. So I couldn't stop thinking of you, so I wasn't able to concentrate on anything else, you know.
そっか。
It wasn't the same for you, right? That's why you messed up on such an easy test.
まあ、ね。
I guess. So Ageha's face turns red so slightly.
あんなこと忘れるなんて無理。
Right?
こーら、大声出すな。恥ずかしい。
I'm sorry. Well, but that kiss was so amazing.
私も。
Well, that's not what I wanted to talk about. Well, I mean, what I want to say is related to that, but...
もしかして。
So, what is it?
今、これから、また、したい、とか?
Wait, really? Well, to be honest, I can't deny my heart jumps out of my chest. But still. Well, I mean, that would be nice, but, I'm trying to show that I'm calm and collected, but I stammer. I mean, well, why am I swaying like this? So before I want to get something clear...
何を?
What is it? I quickly look around to make sure no one else is around. So, good. Actually, well, I'm sweating even more. So it's really hard for Aoi to request something from Ageha. It's like, well, if it's not more kissing, then it's, what else? So compared to getting caught in a downward air current and being pulled into the earth, this kind of thing is, but still, my heart races faster. Well, I mean, we did it, so,
したね。
Well, don't say that so calmly. Well, I've been thinking about this for a long time. You and me should go out for a rest.
きちんと。
Oh, for real. Okay, so we should go on a real date. Yeah, for real. So like a boyfriend, girlfriend.
うん。
So for some reason, Ageha acts as if she's deep in thought.
彼氏彼女になったらどうなるの？
Uh-huh. So instead of saying okay, she's asking me a question. Well, well, we are always be together.
今もこう二人っきりでいるよね。
But then again, it doesn't feel any different from what we're doing now. Well, go on dates.
この間一緒に出かけて遊んだよね。
But what about the other day when, we were shopping together at Windy and the Crepe? Well, we go to each other's houses.
しょっちゅう出入りしてるよね。
Well, I don't feel that Aoi has visited Ageha and the Himegi residence a lot. It's more like Ageha coming over to the Flying Fish Manor. So we kiss?
やっぱり今キスしたいんでしょ。
Well, no, it's not that. Well, I become completely flustered. So why is Ageha being like this? I thought the same, or she would just say okay. Well, I don't think Ageha knows what's going on and what Aoi is requesting from her, so that's why she's all confused as well. Well, I mean, she's right. We're already doing all these things people do when they go out with each other. Well, anyways, Ageha, I love you.
うん。
I like you more than anyone. More than an old friend, more than the best friends. I want to progress further. And after I take a deep breath, I say clearly, so I want to be with your boyfriend. And I want to go out with you like that from now on. I didn't realize it before, but I asked you before, but now I understand. But my feelings are the same as then. You're the most important, the person I like more than anyone else. And I want to feel the same level need for each other, and I want us to have that kind of relationship. Okay, so he had to try his best to say those words. My breath is labored, and I'm sweating more than after the most intense running race. For a while, I can't control my breathing. So, how does Ageha respond? So, I've said all I intended to say, so now all there is to wait for Ageha's response.
そのね。
So Ageha looks left to right, and she looks much more flustered than when we first kissed. So why is she flustered?
そのね。その。
So as if she made up her mind, she looks straight at me, and I swallow hard and wait for her answer. I feel like I'm watching a player from my favorite soccer team make a break and shoot for the goal. That moment before breaking out into elation. And soon I'll have a girlfriend. I want to show a live broadcast of the moment to the all-boys school I went to before. I'm going to go out with the girl I like the most. At that moment, Ageha begins to move her sweet lips.
考えさせて。
Well, I'll think about it. Huh? She just said yes, right? she's going to say she likes me, agrees to it, and we're going to officially become boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, I'm sure it's more like, I'll think about it, which can translate to no.
ああ、ダメって意味じゃないからね。今はまだ補習のピンチだし、そういうのは後回しってこと。
So Ageha's like, well, we have tests to do, and we're still waiting for our results, and we got all this work to do, so I'll think about it later.
その後も、まずはグライダー完成させて、モーニンググローリーを飛ぶ。
There you go.
すべてはその後。でしょ?
So, after all that, then we'll talk, okay? Okay.
それじゃね。これからが本番だよ。頑張ろう。
Right. I wave my hand as I follow Ageha's lead. And then she disappears. So I stand there motionless. Pale, everything goes white as if bleached out by the sunlight. Wait, so what the heck? At my feet, my dripping sweat changes the color of the ground. So it does sound like Ageha's going to turn down Aoi's confession, even though she says, well, we'll think about it later because we have all these things that we have to do. So tests and getting the glider ready and the morning glory. But for now, they're going to celebrate the end of the finals. So everyone holds up their glasses in joyful celebration. It's over. Those stressful times, those days of hardship, the finals are over.
さすがに普通の学校とは違ったわね。あんなに実技系の試験が多いなんて。でも、さらっとこなしたんでしょ？やるね。当然です。大苦戦だったよ。双子ってすごく似るか正反対かだって聞くけど、本当ね。まあ、今回は今までで一番いい感じだったわ。手応えバッチリ。
So we see Kotori and Yoru being very confident. It's like, well, I did well, and I'm sure I passed or probably aced the final exams. Whereas Asa, I'm not sure about the other boarders, but definitely Ageha and Aoi, they're like, oh, I'm worried. I might fail.
すごいです。会長として当然のことなんだけど。
I almost made a sinking noise as I tried to fade into the background.
そこの隅っこでブラックホール作ってる人、どうにかならない？そんなにひどかったんですか？
So, it's kind of surprising for Aoi to bomb the exams.
意外ですね。やるときはやる人だと思ってましたが。
Well, I did what I had to, what I needed to, but still...
何ブツブツ言ってるの？聞こえない。
Wait, I can't hear you. Nothing. I'm just going to cook. And I blankly stand up and turn my back to everyone making merry. I head towards the kitchen. And right now, I don't care what I want to put my hands to work on something. And someone's calling him, I think.
よう、試験終わったんだってな。お疲れ。差し入れだ。
Okay. So, Anchan or Tatsuya is here. Thanks. I could probably ask Anchan about Ageha and me, or I.
それと、途中で拾ったんで乗せてきた。
So, Tatsuya brings the Himegi sisters here for some reason, including Hotaru.
お邪魔します。
ん
So I'm sure I was like, wait, why them? Anja notices that I'm frozen up and then notices me looking at Ageha.
試験ミスったか。ま、仕方ない。
Well, I did hear that you bombed your finals, so, well, oh well. You can't really do anything about it now.
じゃあな。明日のバイト遅れんなよ。
I wanted to talk to him, but he heads off straight away.
ほいほい、みんな差し入れだよ、手伝って。
So leaving me behind, Ageha walks straight in an unusually good mood.
どうもどうも、打ち上げに勝手にお呼ばれしに参りました。あんちゃんからスイカとアイスいっぱいだよ。ああ、こっちはうちの差し入れ、麻婆んとこから餃子。
So, gyoza from Mabo.
おお、すごい。なんとまあ、色気のない。
So gyoza is more like fried dumplings. Or actually, you make dumplings and you cook them in the pan.
テストから解放されたら色気よりまず食いてよ。それにしても色気なさすぎです。女捨ててます。先輩方、色っぽい話の一つや二つないんですか？
Well,
お、言っていいの？それならもうすっごいわよ。いろいろ聞き集めた話の数々。
so Kotori puts her mouth close to Yoru's ear. She starts whispering something.
で、それからその時、そしてその後さらに指を卑猥です。卑猥？翡翠のお仲間？朝ちゃんもおいで。お姉さんがいいことたっぷり教えてあげる。ダメです。姉さん、ダメ。耳が汚れる、心が染まる。純情可憐から多情意外へと堕落します。
So, what are they talking about?
まだまだこんなの入り口なの
But
に。
that's just the beginning.
人を汚れた道へ引き込まないでください。じゃあ脱いじゃおっかな。私だけってのは不公平だからみんな脱げ。まず最初に夜ちゃんから。酔ってますか？お酒飲みましたね。ところがこれが一滴も飲んでないんだな。もっと立ち悪い。夜ちゃんが露出属性への第一歩。
Okay, I don't really know what's going on, but for some reason, Kanako's spreading all of these really nasty stories to Yoru. And even though she didn't really tell Asa directly, Asa can probably picture together what they're talking about.
ごめんなさいよ。
So everyone seems to have completely forgotten I'm a boy. So more like girls talk.
女女体ってついつい恥じらい忘れちゃうよね。
Well, isn't that good? A table full of girls. So the person who's always exposing herself the most here is you. And that's what I would usually say without hesitation, but... Well, can I talk to you later? To Ageha. I whisper so no one else can hear.
ダメ。
Well, can't. Why not?
言うこと変わらないから。同じ話何度もするの時間もったいないよ。
But...
私のこと嫌いになった？
of course not.
よかった。ちょっと不安だったんだ。
Well, in other words, your answer is yes.
だからそれは後回しだって。
Well, I don't understand.
分かってほしいな。
Well, I said all that stuff before. After that, all that is left is your answer.
そこの二人、何の悪巧み？補習のピンチな二人同士、傷を舐め合っていたのさ。まったく、勘弁してよ。これからだってのに、あんたたち二人とも抜けたらおしまいなんだから。わかってる、わかってますって。
Ah, so since you are here, Kotori, I want you to know something. I say my feelings once more, this time in front of everyone. And if I do that, maybe Ageha can't run away. Well, I think it's really bad to confess right here because if Ageha wants it private, that means there's something wrong and it's not going to make anything better to force her to speak up.
何よ、改まって。
Well, actually, I
いやー、ダメです。
So stop it, says Hotaru.
良いではないか、良いではないか。つるつるじゃ、すべすべじゃ、かわいいのじゃ。
So what's going on now?
ちょっと先輩方、いくらなんでもついでじゃ、こっちも。おお、飛んで火に入りトロトロ溶けるハンデの束よ。うけー。
Okay, so the older girls have started to run wild.
あ、ちょっとやめてください。おっと、これはいかん。あの二人を止められるのは青いんじゃだけ。さあ、みんなで青いんじゃを呼ぼう。
Well, your way of speaking is too weird.
お姉さんと一緒に青いんじゃを呼ぼう。せーの。青に助けて。
So I think they're ganging up on Hotaru's like, oh, look, you're cute. Let us older sisters help you. And now Hotaru's like, help us! So the two older girls, so Kanako and I don't know the other person, have turned their poisonous fangs towards Hotaru. Oh, hey, you too. So just stop.
お、いい獲物が。
Well, how about this person then?
予行演習開始。解剖だ。
Wait, what kind of practice are you doing?
いつかできる彼氏をものにするときのために。
Oh, so the other person, the one with the glasses, is Sanae. Well, that's not something you can practice. Wait a second. Wait, that's not... You can't. Or... Hey, don't touch me.
せっかく来てくださったのに追い返すなんて、これはもう意地悪な葵くんを解剖するしか。そうだね。みんなでやっちゃおっか。そうと聞いちゃうと。向いちゃうんですか。いいんでしょうか、そんなことして。
Wow, it's like they're all... Or they all become zombies.
彼氏のいない女の子の怨念パワーをなめたらあかんぜよ。
Wait, who are you trying to be? And what exactly is it you are trying to do? So what are you girls doing?
私はいつでも面白いものの味方。
Well, aren't you something?
青兄がピンチです。椅子を全員脱がせちゃおうか。そうすればみんな同じになるから問題なし。
Oh, don't worry. So we're gonna put Aoi in a really bad situation, and then us, Himegi's sisters are gonna save him.
おお、逆転の発想。
So basically, make something worse.
んなわけあるか。
Wait, what about me? Thank heavens, a voice of reason. Phew, that was a close one. So if there's one problem that I see from there, it's that the exams are over. So despite Kotori being a little bit upset like, well, I hope you two do well. I mean, Aoi and Ageha. The fact is that it's over and pretty much there's no way they can change the score or grade at this point. So if they do fail, then they'll have to go to supplementary lessons, and there's nothing that Kotori can do to stop it.
大丈夫？
Okay, so it turns out Kotori is the person who saves Aoi from the little mess again in the kitchen. So for some reason, I don't know what's going on, but Kanako and maybe Sanae, they like to stage some event where they gang up on Aoi for no apparent reason. And then Asa joins in, so does Yoru, and then definitely Hotaru and Ageha pop in as well. Yeah, well, you saved me. Thanks.
まったく、みんなはしゃぎすぎよ。
And they kind of go with the, well, we're still single, so this is what happens if we're single for too long, so we get desperate. Well, the fact that they can get crazy without drinking, that's the scariest part.
はいになる方法はお酒だけじゃないってことよ。まったくみんな困ったもんね。
Well, Ageha's part of the problem. Well, you can't say that. You're the only one who can't say that.
あ、そういえばさっきなんか言いかけてたよね。何？
So I caught off guard. I get flustered. Well, that was, at the moment like this, it's important to show guts. So after getting caught up in that stupid business, I lost my wits and now I can't control my embarrassment.
いやー、それがまあ大事な話。ちょうどいいからここでしとこうか。
So what is it?
小鳥、飛びたい？
Okay, so, do you want to fly? Huh? That was not what I was going to ask about. And the mood immediately becomes tense.
それはモーニンググローリーをということでいいのね。うん。飛びたいわ。
So Kotori replies frankly, barely taking a breath.
飛びたい。私自身で雲の回廊を。了解。それでこっちも覚悟ができたわ。
Resolve?
足を使わずに全部上半身だけで操縦できるようにしたコックピット。制作に入ります。でもそれじゃ。
So, can you do that?
設計はもうできてるの。天音先輩がしてくれた。制作体制も整ってる。あとは小鳥の意思を確認するだけだったのよ。
So, all we need to do is make sure you're okay with it.
だけどそれじゃもう一つは。
So then the other part is going to be...
そりゃあ葵でしょ。当然よ。
Aoi?
でもそれだとアゲハ。
But what about you?
そりゃあ私だって飛んでみたいし、モーニンググローリーなんてすごいもの見てみたいってのはあるけどね。でも物理的に飛べるのは2人だけで、飛ぶ機会は多分一度だけ。それなら身を引くのは私よね。
So I'm sure Kotori's wondering, why not you, Ageha? So why don't you want to go and be the passenger who sees the morning glory when it happens?
それでいいの？
So, are you willing to give up your opportunity?
あんまりつっつかないの。考え変えるわよ。ごめん、意地悪する気はないから。実際私飛ぶよりも作る方が好きでね。
It's like, well, I'm not that interested in going up to the morning glory. It's good, but my favorite part about being in the soaring club is that I get to build or help build the glider.
新型作るためにいろいろ動かなきゃならないし、そしたら操縦の練習してる時間ないし。 喜んで身を引くのよ。多分思ってるよりずっと楽に。そうなの？
So, are you okay with it?
そう。
Okay, so now everything has calmed down. It's like Ageha motions outside and we follow. So the moon shines in the night sky. And unfortunately, it isn't a full moon, but the sky is still bright.
小さい頃さ、よく葵やあんちゃんの男の子の読む本、私も読んでてさ、宇宙とか探検の話、結構今でも好きなんだ。で、葵、世界で一番高い山は？
So Mount Everest, in what's now the, so Como Lungma, isn't it?
そう。8848メートル。で、それに最初に登頂した人は？
So that's Hillary and Tenzin, I think.
正解。1953年のイギリス隊ね。その二人は有名。でも、ボーディロンとエヴァンズって名前は知ってる？
So what about Bordelin and Evans? No.
同じイギリス隊の登山隊員よ。実は、その二人が最初に頂上へアタックかけて、8760メートルまで登って断念したの。
So it's more like they were the first to attempt the climb, but they didn't make it to the top, and they stopped at 8760 meters. So even though they did try, it's the first person who successfully makes it to the top that gets recognition.
ヒラリーとテンジンは実は先の二人が引き返した後から登った2番目の挑戦者だったのよ。
So that's how it works in history. So you have to be successful in order to make history.
そしてさらに、もしそれでもダメだったら、登山隊長のハントとノイスって人が3番隊として挑戦する計画も立てていたの。で、実際は2番手のヒラリーとテンジンが世界初のエベレスト登頂に成功。世界的に2人が有名になって、他の人は全然知られていない。
That's true.
でも、2人とも自分だけで登ったなんて考えてもいなかった。登山隊のみんなで成し遂げた快挙だって。
It's like, well, even though those two people, the second group, successfully made it to the top, but they kind of celebrated it together. It's like, well, it was all of us that made it possible.
それどころか、これまでエベレストに挑戦したすべての登山隊の肩の上に乗って登頂したって考えてたそうよ。他の人たちもかっこいいなって。それ読んだ時思ったの。登った人は確かにすごい。ヒーローよ。でもそのヒーローも一から全部自分でやったわけじゃない。
So I'm sure for the second group, it's like, well, even though we were the first to make it to the top, it's not just us that made it possible. It's everyone else underneath us that helped make it possible. So basically, you should recognize the people underneath us as well.
これまでの人たちが挑戦して、体で試した装備ややり方を使いながら登って、
And they had tools and aids to help them.
これまでの人たちが切り開いたルートを伝って登頂したんだから。そういう人たちがいたからこそ、ヒーローは輝くことができたの。私もそれでいいんだって思ったの。それがいいなって、この1年で心から思うようになったの。自分が飛ばなくても、飛べる人の手助けができるっていう。それが本当に嬉しいのよ。だから、私は自分のできる限りのことをして、できる限り最高のグライダーを作る。それで飛んでね、小鳥。あなたが、あなたの操縦で。それが私が飛ぶっていうことでもあるんだから。
Oh, okay, so Kotori's out here as well. Kotori and I are lost for words. Ageha, so that's... she would feel this way.
ごめん。
So Kotori says, getting all choked up.
飛ぶから。私、絶対に飛ぶから。
Well, I'm sorry, Ageha. So I say it from the bottom of my heart. So Ageha had been thinking this way while all I was doing was thinking about myself. Okay, let's fly. So let's make this dream we've had this past year come true.
作るわよ。私たちのグライダー。
So we placed our hands on top of each other's, and just when we were about to speak an interruption,
ずるいです。自分たちだけで盛り上がらないでください。
hey, we're part of the soaring club too. We're also going to make this happen, so you can't just exclude us.
まったく。人を引きずり込んでおいて、何自分たちだけで勝手にいろいろ決意しちゃってるんですか？
So why not, or why do you not consult with us too?
ごめん。
Oh, I'm sorry. So I forgot that you two are also... Well, actually, Asa is part of the soaring club as well. So you all nod in apology to the other two.
では改めて、ソアリング部ファイト！
Oh boy, this is like before a sports match. I think this, but I can't deny that I feel my blood get hot with excitement. And this is definitely not the place to confess my feelings. So the smile Ageha gives as if she can see right through me is somewhat irritating. And then, so what's going to happen next? So I do like Ageha's story about, well, the people who climb Mount Everest. So it's more like, well, even though I'm not going to be a pilot and flying this glider, I'm going to be ground support. If you, so Aoi and Kotori make it through the morning glory, I'll at least be happy that I did something to make it possible. So basically, everyone on ground helping the glider be able to fly through the morning glory. So Asa, Yoru, Amane, Ageha, and maybe some other people. So anyways, I wonder what's going to happen next. Okay, so I think this is where they get to see their test scores, and they chart people's names on the board.
問題なしね。やったー！
So the exam results have been put out. So everyone, the soaring club, me, the Kazato sisters, everyone, we all managed to avoid the supplementary classes.
ギリギリだけどね。
But you know, you two passed, or barely passed. I know. So Ageha and my overall rankings are lined up next to each other. And had our rank be 3 positions lower, we would have had to take supplementary classes. So it's like, well, Ageha and Aoi, you were lucky. And so they pretty much got like a D minus on their exams. And that's enough to avoid supplementary classes. And I wonder where Kotori charted.
まあ、クリアしたから問題なし。さあ、作るわよ。
Okay, so you passed with a D or D minus, and okay, let's just go to work. So, as it's just before the closing ceremony, we had been hanging around here and preparing and immense ourselves in our project But still... So as expected, Ageha hasn't turned up today either. So now that they barely passed, for some reason Ageha is absent. So everyone is quietly absorbed in construction of the glider or staring at the simulator. And as I look at this, of course, all I can think about is Ageha. So it's here in this place that we so building the glider is the first priority. That's our dream, so we'll do that first. Talking about feelings and dating, that stuff can come later. So this is what Ageha said as I understand where she is coming from. I was moved by her story about trying to take after the mountain climbers. But still... And I have clearly and with every ounce of courage confessed my feelings. And she could at least let me hear her reply, even if it was just one sentence. I mean, she told me that she didn't hate me, but even Ageha can't actually expect that I would be content with just that. And because saying that someone isn't bad or that you don't hate them, these are kinds of things that you say to people when you reject them. So just one phrase would suffice. I like you, or sorry, I can't look at you. In that way, Aoi. Either way, I don't mind. And not knowing which one it is, being in this limbo is unbearable. I just want things to be clear.
まったくだわ。
Okay, exactly. Huh?
はっきりさせてきなさい。
So go clear your head. So I think Kotori can sense that, well, Aoi is thinking about some of the things and he can't concentrate very well, so maybe he needs to go outside and clear up. Kotori flatly points her finger at the door.
外。
Well, go outside. Wait, why?
出てけって言ってるの。
Well, I told you. Just go outside.
ボケすぎよ。試験終わって嬉しいのはわかるけど、ずっとぼーっとしてため息ばかり。
We're not doing anything productive.
こっちが疲れるのよ。湖にでも飛び込んで、ボケた頭直してきなさい。
So as a leader,
これ、会長命令。
So as a leader, I order you to step outside. So that was a very pushy leader. But anyways, he goes outside. Man, it's hot out here. Well, it's a perfect opportunity. I'll just go to Anchan's factory then. He has the parts I asked for, and he can teach me new techniques and give me pro advice. And I can also tell him about the situation with Ageha and get some advice with that too. But unfortunately, he's not here. And it seems he's just headed out to the secret base at that. So, we passed each other. He took the parts that I asked for with him, so I fruitlessly head back empty-handed. So go back to the secret base. Kind of feels a bit pointless.
私もそう思う。
Right? Wait, so
びっくりされた。
so pretty much why is Hotaru here? So you surprised me.
影の中にいた私に気づかないとは。青兄、まだ未熟。
Well, skills like that.
姫木家に伝わる48の技の一つ。
Well, of course, one of those is the butt kick, and that you've witnessed.
お母さん直伝。もうじき免許改伝。
Well, please, so don't try it out on me, okay?
あれ、なぜわかったの？
Because it's obvious.
実はお目付け役でした。 青兄の見張り。
Wait, so did Ageha put you up to this? So did she assign you to be a watch guard?
私の主は私だけ。
So basically, no. Well, what comic do you read that in? So in other words, you are following me around on your own accord?
なぜわかった。さすがは青兄。
Well, that sophisticated Aoi Minase does not hang around with the Himegi sisters. It's acting cool. I run my hand through my hair despite the complete lack of wind.
ダサい。
Harsh.
そういうのは美形がやるべき。
So you're actually pretty ruthless, aren't you?
青兄はそんなことしなくてもかっこいい。好き。
But you're still cool. Nice save.
一世一代の告白が完全する。
Sorry. And at that moment, I feel a sharp pain in my heart. So once in a lifetime confession. Well, you're right. So when someone confesses their feelings, you should respond seriously. So my bad, Hotaru.
許して使わず。
So despite an apology being given,
許してほしければちょっと一緒に来てほしい。
while I was trying to get a rhyme started, didn't quite happen. Huh?
お買い物したいんだけどいい？
Well, yeah, I guess. I got nothing else on, so I don't mind. So I send an email to Kotori and walk alongside Hotaru. So I'm sure Kotori's like, well, why doesn't that Aoi come and help me get this project going? So get the glider built up. Hotaru wants to buy stationery, so we walk around these kinds of shops.
買いました。付き合ってくれてありがとうございます。
So she gives a deep bow. It was nothing, so barely took any time at all. So in that regard, you guys are similar, aren't you?
あーちゃんと？
So between me and Achan, yeah, so you girls take a long time to inspect things, but when it comes to decision, you're immediate, very decisive.
そうなんだ。
Yeah, so the other day when you were spinning in my room, so what was that about?
秘密です。
Wait, but it's my room, so why did you two sneak in?
女の子の秘密。
Well, you were doing it in my room, so I think I have the right to know what is going on.
ありません。時効です。消滅しました。蒸発して揮発しました。言えません。
Well, I still won't tell you. Well, if you say that, now I really want to know what it was. So, why and what happened?
はあ、青兄が野獣でけだものなことをしようとしてます。
So normally I would just throw something equally ridiculous back at her, but still. I recall the momentum with Ageha. How she looked at that moment comes flooding back. And the girl in front of me is her sister, so they undeniably resemble each other. So they're kind of similar in different ways. No, I don't. I wouldn't do anything like that. And I become completely flustered. No, I mean like,
青兄、変。
no, so you see,
あーちゃんと何かあったの？
something happened between you and Achan? No, of course not. Nothing, really. So her eyes don't believe me at all. Well, I'm sure it's hard to believe it based on Aoi's reaction.
回転、何のことか教える。だから青兄も教えてくれる？
So if I tell you what happened with that little bedroom event, then you have to tell me what happened between you and Ageha. Well, that kind of agreement is,
ゴロゴロベッドで転がったの。
So the fact that oh, that time in my room.
アオ兄にギューってされた同じ場所で思い出しながらゴロゴロ。
So that was the time when Aoi was half asleep, and then he felt something warm and he hugged it. And that it is Hotaru. Well, that's what you were doing.
はい、私は言ったので次はアオ兄の番。
Okay, so that was what happened in the room. So what about you?
アオ兄は公平で誠実な人ですよね。恥ずかしいお話、私したよ。私だけに言わせるようなことしないよね。
So did you learn this kind of verbal barrage from Ageha?
女の子のたしなみ。
Yes. Well, I don't particularly like it.
男の子のたしなみはけだものに変身？
Well, this isn't a country in the world where that's a man's true form.
つまんないです。
So you want me to get angry?
アオ兄になら。
Well, let's not do this kind of thing in public, okay? And I wiped the sweat from my brow. Well, this isn't good. She can keep pace with me completely. And in the end, this began because I got flustered. I need to regroup. So anyways, I'm surprised you've become able to talk like this. So you changed a lot, Hotaru.
なったよ。アオ兄のおかげ。
Wait, so why me?
女の子は恋をして成長するの。
Love, right?
昔は分かってなかった。
So thinking back, it makes me think of when Ageha came here.
この辺、昔の秘密基地。
Yeah, I remember. And these two really are sisters. They bring up the same topics. Well, I guess we've had the same experience, so it makes sense. Well, it's too bad that it was destroyed, isn't it? So even though we were playing around in the ruins.
楽しかったよ、あの頃。
But it was fun. Was it? So we forced you along with everything we did. So wasn't that a bit hard?
そんなことない。楽しかった。
No, it was good.
あーちゃんとアオ兄、マー君たち見てるの好きだった。
Really? Well, I'm glad. Well, I do miss those days. It's because I wasn't there when it got destroyed. So seeing it go, I can't really get my head around it. So do you see the secret base actually getting destroyed? Uh-oh.
アオ兄、知ってるよね。
So, do you know what really happened, Ioni? So, I'm going to leave the rest to the next episode. I think this is enough for this episode. So, anyways, we're still getting all these hard to understand events going on, especially in the Flying Fish Manor. So for some reason, Kanako, Sanai, and the older girls, they like to gang up on Aoi for no apparent reason. And this is like the third time it's happened. Especially when Hotaru and Ageha show up. And I think Hotaru and Ageha are part of the little, I would say like a mess. But anyways, the one thing that I was having trouble with is that he really admits that he likes Ageha, but he's having a hard time to confess. And I'm sure the same is true on the other side. And for Ageha, she tries to dodge the confession by talking about, well, we're busy, we have too many things to do. We have to get the glider ready. And I also feel that Hotaru does admire Aoi in some ways. And I don't think it's because... So I don't think she's here because Ageha said so, but she really wants to see what Aoi has in his mind. So, with all that said, we'll see how this conversation continues and what Hotaru has to say about the destruction of their old secret base. And with that in mind, I'll see you later.